Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to our English lessons. Today, inshallah, we're going to complete Unit 2 entitled Authors. Let's start. Let's take this question. What is meant by oral history? What is meant by oral history? It is real life stories. It is real life stories which are recorded and documented. It is real life stories which are recorded and documented. But who records and documents real life stories from old people? Who records and documents real life stories from old people? Oral historian. Oral historian. An oral historian interviews people and records their stories. An oral historian interviews people and records their stories. Oral historians document real life stories. Oral historians document real life stories. Document. Now, my dear students, open your book, page 24. Let's start our task. This is writing for today. And this is our question formation and how to do it. There are two types of questions. The first one is WH questions. WH questions. When we are asking for information, we begin with a WH question word, like how, where, when, why, what, whose, and who. For example, what are the different types of books? Who did the author write about? How many novels did the novelist write? Where are the books kept? When did Charles Dickens write his novel, Great Expectations? Whose book is it? Now, the second type is yes-no questions. When we just need a yes or no answer, we begin directly with the helping verb. For example, did you write about real events? Are you a historian? Is he going to be a novelist? Now, my dear students, let's answer this question. Form questions to the sentences below. Number 1. Our English teacher gave us an assignment for the weekend. Number 2. The taxi driver drives his car carefully. Yes, this is number 3. Yes, the book author attended the book fair yesterday. Now, you can pause our video to think well to answer perfectly. Now, let's read your answers. Number 1, our English teacher gave us an assignment for the weekend. The question will be, what did your English teacher give you for the weekend? There is also another question, who gave you an assignment for the weekend? The second sentence, the taxi driver drives his car carefully. And the answer will be, how does the taxi driver drive his car? The third sentence, yes, the book author attended the book fair yesterday. And the question will be, did the book author attend the book fair yesterday? Now, let's go to our writing skills. Let's improve it. Take this question. What do oral historians do? What do oral historians do? Yeah, I think you already know the answer. Yes, they actually interview for oral history. Oral historians collect and study historical information about individuals, families, important events, or everyday life memories using audio tapes, videotapes, or planned interviews. And now, our writing. Write some tips to be an oral historian. Write some tips to be an oral historian. You can pause our video and take your time. These are our tips for being an oral historian. Make a map, hold an interview, do research. Who would you interview to write and document neighborhood folklore and family stories? Family members, family friends, classmates, teachers, and neighbors. Now, interview your classmates. You can do that with your neighbor, relative, or your friend, and ask them some questions about their experience in life. Here are some questions to help you interview your classmates. The first question is, when were you born? Where were you born? What games did you play as a child? What were your favorite games when you were a child? Who did you play with? Do you remember the details and rules of the games? What were special family or community celebrations that you remember? What were your favorite family traditions? How did you feel on your first day of school? How do you feel about school now? And now, this is your task. Collect information about one of your classmates. Write questions about the following points: place and date of birth, childhood games, special family celebrations, family traditions, first day at school memories, and etc. Pause our video and take your time. Now you can read your questions. What is the importance of oral history? What is the importance of oral history? How does an oral history collect and study historical information? An oral historian collects and studies historical information using sound recordings of interviews with people having personal knowledge of past events. If you were an oral historian, who would you interview? What would you ask about? Now, my dear students, open your book, page 25. Use the questions in exercise 2 to conduct an interview with your classmate. Record his or her answers by filling in the following chart. I think all of these questions have been told before, so you can depend on yourself. You can pause this video and take your time. Conduct an interview with your classmates. Now, write a paragraph about what your classmate remembers using your notes in the chart. Start by filling in the gaps, then continue on your own. Pause the video and take your time. Now, read your paragraphs. This is our closure for today. Mention some tips for being an oral historian. Mention some tips for being an oral historian. Now, this is our lesson for today. Thank you so much for good listening. See you next time. Goodbye.